First of all, we'll see who is an investor. An investor is a person who determines the level of activity not only in securities market but also in economy. He can be an individual or a corporate legal entity. Investors are the backbone of securities market. Like healthy functioning of our body, our backbone need to be strong. Similarly, for the healthy functioning of stock exchanges, for the healthy functioning of securities market, the investors must be financially sound. If investors are blind and aren't aware about the options available to them, where to invest and how to invest, then there will be less investments or probably no investments. India is a country with second largest population in the world, but still only 2% of population invest in equities. The question here is why? There may be several reasons, but the most important of them all is unawareness and illiteracy about financial market. Our country is a country of savers. We don't believe in taking risk, but higher the risk, higher the returns. So investor protection is must. The best form of investor protection is investor education. Financial literacy will help the investors in making informed decisions. As we all know, Indian capital market has seen many ups and downs. It has witnessed radical transformation from open outcry system under the banyan tree to dematerialization. All this happened during a short period of time. During early 1990s, ranking of Indian capital market relating to its efficiency, safety and market integrity was almost at the bottom of the league. There were many obstacles as such non-transparency, problems in security markets, malpractices, and the biggest scam which rattled the securities market, that is Harshad Mehta scam. As we all know that if children are left upon their own choice and no supervision and proper guidance is given to them, then there may arise many disputes and fights among them. Similarly, stock exchanges in India were orphans and were doing as per their own wish and will. And then came the motherly figure, that is called as Securities and Exchange Board of India on January 30th, 1992 as an autonomous, independent, quasi-judicial body with intention to protect the investors, development of capital market, regulation of stock exchanges. And these are the objectives of my study. Then these are the five, we can say as regulatory bodies which are looking after the investor protection. The first one is SEBI. I'll conclude, sir. Okay, fine. Then we'll go for the factors influencing the risk ability of investors. Yes. Every investors invest with an intention to reap maximum profits. In India, the worries for the investors in the securities market are shortage of application forms, preferential allotment to the financial institutions, misstatements, concealments of facts, and pushing the issue through advertisement, fraudulent company management, price volatility, price manipulation, insider trading, unfair trade practices, etc. Then safeguard measures to protect the investment are, all the investors must follow the guidelines given by the SEBI, and then the measures for protecting the interest of investors. The only way to help a healthy commodity market is to attract hedgers into the market. Hedge funds have largely stayed away from high speculative market. Only a vibrant institutional platform will help the market to regain the lost glory. The need of the hour is to introduce more innovative and sophisticated product into our market. Rather than shying away from sophisticated products, we need to embrace them. Retail participation is also required. Then I'll conclude by saying that the bottom line is there is no alternative to financial literacy. It increases the choice, brings larger participation of investors, etc. In a country like India, where the general literacy rate is about 60%, any talk of financial literacy might seem downright premature if not wishful thinking together. Most so when the reality is that investment in financial instrument is often based on tip here and a whisper there. It is seldom on a full understanding of the product in question. The need for the hour is the regulators and the government has to take some more serious steps and to increase the investor awareness and also safeguard the interest of investors. After all, an educated investor is a protected investor. Thank you.
So thank you, and I congratulate Fatima. Your findings and conclusions are very good. Now I invite Sushila.
Good afternoon, one and all. My paper is a study on investor grievance redressal mechanism, a conceptual framework. Investor grievance redressal mechanism aims at empowering the investors, clients, resolving their complaints against members of exchange, high priority for safeguarding the investors' interests. What kind of complaints are resolved? Complaints relating to trades that are executed on the exchange platform, complaints in case where no settlement could be reached between the trading member and the complainant for settlement of claims. Complaints against trading members on account of the following, that is, non-receipt of documents, non-refund of margin money, non-receipt of commodity after purchase on a settlement of contract, non-receipt or delayed receipt of credit balance as per the statement of account, unauthorized transactions in the account, unauthorized transfers of funds from commodities accounts to other accounts. Yes, sir. Who handles the complaints? SEBI has a dedicated, next slide please, next. SEBI has a dedicated department named Office of Investor Assistant and Education OIAE to receive investor grievances. Grievances pertaining to other, next please. Grievances pertaining to other intermediaries are taken up with them directly for redressal and are continuously monitored by SEBI. Hereby I conclude with my conclusions as timely amendments need to be updated to the investor through the support of media or any other mode of communication in order to make the retail investor to get an awareness and understanding about the securities exchange. The complaint received by SEBI subsequently declined year by year. It may be because of investor gaining the confidence in the market and realizing the regulators' efforts to protect them. Next. SEBI needs to take action against all pending grievances for the long pending cases for smooth running of grievance redressal system in capital market. As course has been launched, it must address grievance with relevance to investor grievance and do not favor the companies who are mostly big houses and corporate tycoons. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Now I invite Kevin Chaco.
Dignitaries and all the delegates present over here. My name is Kevin and I'm here to speak regarding the technical session 4, and my topic is forensic accounting and its role in controlling and detecting frauds. I'll directly go to I have just this slide because with the limitations of time, I know my paper is always there on the website when it's going to be published, but I'll just give a gist of what my paper is all about. Probably people of my generation would have come to know about the word forensic from this very well-known CID series, Dr. Salunke, right? He was the forensic laboratory doctor through which you get the clues of the whole case for the whole CID team. In the same way, for our accounts also, when there's a fraud, there came a need of a forensic accounting expert team in order to find out where the fraud is from. That's where the birth of forensic accounting comes. Coming to the definition, it's an accounting that is reasonable to courts with which proper jurisprudence is the premise for discourse, talk, and question determination. Why are the issues of forensic accounting increasing day by day in our country? One of the most employee-oriented issues are pressure, rationalization, and opportunity. Why pressure? Pressure, I'd like to use the mic, sir. Check. Why pressure? Pressure because nowadays our employees are not able to get the required amount of incentives that they want, that they find different ways in order to handle their pressure and get their money. Coming to what is rationalization. Rationalization is justifying the fact that everything is right according to you. When my manager does not give me promotions in my office, fine, let me do a fraud and at least let me get the benefit of the money of that promotion. That's rationalization. Coming to opportunity. Yes, when the employees, if suppose you're a cashier and you have the mind that, okay, I have the money of the business and I have an opportunity to embezzle these funds, there itself, 3 frauds are the issues. My cases, I have about 5 cases, but I've taken these 2 cases because these 2 were one of the first cases which were discovered through forensic experts. One is the Orinda Morago disposal and Robert Maxwell embezzlement. I wouldn't go very deeply into the cases, but the main crux of both these cases were that the CEOs of these companies embezzled the funds of the clients, the investors, the shareholders till the time of their death. And once they died, the company started to crumble then and there itself. And it took about 14 years for the forensic experts to actually detect the whole frauds. This is all about the cases, what I have to say. That's it. I like to end it with one thing which I love, which Jagan Mohan Rao sir said, and that is this. When you do something, you always get it back. And that I'll take the story of one case which I mentioned in my paper, and that's the story of the very humble person, Mr. B.V. Raju, the chairman of Rasi Cements once upon a time. We all know Chennai Super Kings, right? Chennai Super Kings is an IPL team which is now doesn't exist anymore, and its owner was this person called N. Srinivasan. Now, N. Srinivasan was a very rich man and was the owner of ICL. And he wanted to create a market monopoly for the cement industry. And this person went and he misrepresented in front of the relatives, son-in-laws and daughters of B.V. Raju, and within one day became the 51% shareholder of Rasi Cements, and he became the owner. Now, this is it, what I have to say. Forensic accounting, if it was there at that point of time, probably the accountant who knew that the shares were getting embezzled by Srinivasan at that point of time, he could have avoided it. Coming to what Sir said, what you do, you get it back. Now, Chennai Super Kings is no more. This probably could be the deeds of what N. Srinivasan has done once upon a time. I'd like to finally conclude with a story. Today, my mother gave me her debit card to go and draw an amount of money. I went to the ATM center and I drew extra amount and I came back. When I came back, because I need money, I'm not working. But I didn't tell my mother about it. And of course, mobile notifications come on the phone when you draw more money. My mother didn't tell me anything. But forensic accounting is not like this. Probably one day we might definitely get caught. So let us be forensic accountants of our own life so that frauds will not be there and this subject will no more be a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. And now I invite the Harshavardhan Reddy.